Hi everyone, it's Gerry from the DeFi Alpha Gaming Guild here with another video for you today. Today's video is on the Cosmos ecosystem. Been doing a bit of a deep dive into it and it looks promising, so I wanted to show a few things to you and why I think this could be one of the big movers this year. So what is Cosmos? So Cosmos is a blockchain that runs on the Tendermint consensus algorithm, which basically describes itself as a more efficient and secure algorithm than Bitcoin's proof of work that also has proof of stake built into it. So the Tendermint team created the consensus algorithm, and from that, a lot of the Cosmos ecosystem has been built out with their involvement. So we just jump onto the Tendermint website. They've got the Cosmos SDK, software development kit, with all of these different modules that new blockchains can easily integrate. And in fact, this is basically baked into the cake, all of these different modules. So it's something that, devs don't have to program. It's already there waiting for them. So the barrier to entry to creating a new blockchain is, drastically lowered. So just on that, they've got this IBC protocol, which launched in the middle of last year. Basically allows for inter-blockchain communications back and forth between the different networks for the flow of information and assets. And it's pretty much just blowing up. So one thing most people don't realize with Cosmos and its ecosystem is some of the biggest blockchains around are already running over it. So if we have a look here at the top Cosmos ecosystem coins, you've got, I think, 7 or 8 in the top 100. And that's not even including the new one, Juno, which is blowing up. You can see here that's number 90. That's also part of this ecosystem. And now, because of IBC, they can all talk to each other. So if we have a look at this website here, map of zones, in real time we can see what's going on here. And the IBC pulled over 6 million transactions just in the last 30 days, and it's getting bigger and bigger every day. If we just have a look at the list view here, we can see all the transfers that are flowing through here and some of the prominent blockchains that I'm going to mention shortly. So Terra's in here. And obviously that's a focus of mine, and that's kind of what's led me down this Cosmos rabbit hole by being a Terra Luna fan. So because of this IBC, the native wallet, the main wallet to the ecosystem is called Kepler. And it's made by the guys that run the Osmosis chain and Osmodex. And one cool thing about it is all of these different networks are available inside the one wallet. So you just have this one-stop shop, one wallet, and each network you click on, you get served with a transaction for the first time. It creates a network address for you on each of those networks, but it's all behind this one interface, which is really user-friendly. And as you can see here, you've got a stake button built directly into your wallet. So all of these are proof-of-stake networks. All these guys down here, these are the validators. And they offer some really good returns, and you can stake your assets against all these networks. So that's crypto.com. You've got Terra Luna here, the Secret Network, Akash, which is kind of like a decentralized Amazon Web Services. Stargaze is a new NFT platform. You can see that's blowing up. Juno, that's going incredibly well at the moment. It's broken into the top 100. The Osmodex, that's also done super well, and there's Cosmos itself, which is going to have the Cosmos hub. So one thing that's super exciting about Cosmos and the Atom token itself is some of the stuff that's coming in the roadmap. So I'm just going to play a quick excerpt from this YouTube video from Cryptocito that explains it quite well.
And Cosmos was written in a way so that you don't have to pay fees in atoms. You can actually pay fees in any token you want. It's just up to the validators whether they choose to accept that message when it says, hey, I'm willing to pay, but I'm only willing to pay you 12 banana coins. And they're like, what the hell is a banana coin? A validator can always be like, no, I'm not going to accept that, throw it out of here. But, it's up to the validator. There's nothing in protocol that refuses that. But it means that the rewards and distribution module was written in a way to accept any token that's just sent to this module account and then automatically dispersed to all of the delegators. And so it means that it's already built to accept fees from all of these different child tokens, and all of those various child tokens sent over IBC up to the parent chain and automatically go into the wallets of all of these delegators. So Atom holders, just by being delegators to different validators, would also receive rewards from every child chain, which is Interchain Security.
So just to summarize what he's actually saying there, basically, you can stake your Atom token, and it helps secure multiple blockchains. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to actually affect the existing ones or not. That's probably something that those chains might decide to opt in or not to. But new blockchains that spin up in the Cosmos ecosystem that use the shared security model will be relying on the Cosmos validators, and they will be issuing some of their token to those Cosmos validators, and those rewards will be distributed to the people that have got their stake locked up with them. Essentially, what it means is you can stake your Atom tokens and receive multiple tokens back in return for helping to secure their networks. So that's phenomenal. And if there's a lot of traction with new blockchains spinning up on the Cosmos hub and you're staking your Atoms, you're going to get incredible returns, quite likely. Basically, you're going to be able to stake against multiple networks at once and get yield from all of them. So that's pretty phenomenal, and it's something that's got me really excited. Another thing that's worth noting is that all the new networks that spin up within the Atom hub using the shared security model are more than likely going to have to give a percentage of their token, their initial distribution, directly to Atom stakers to incentivize the Atom stakers and the Atom validators to actually support the new network. Each new network needs to go through an Atom governance vote before they actually get joined to the network and supported. So they're going to have to incentivize the Atom stakers to do that. So you're going to get quite a few airdrops as well by being an Atom holder and staker. And people are referring to Atom as a bit of a holding company. Over time, it's almost going to be like an index fund of all the new networks that spin up, and holding Atom is going to give you exposure to a whole bunch of protocols over time. The other thing that I want to talk about is the Osmo chain that's blowing up, and it's becoming the central liquidity hub. I mean, you can see when you hover over it, it's touching everything basically, because all of these networks want liquidity of their token on a decentralized exchange, and it makes sense to put all your liquidity, in one place. And at the moment, Osmosis has first mover advantage there for that. So the other cool thing about Osmo is they're going to have upgrades of their own. If we go into the pools here, you can see there's lots of attractive yield to be had. Just waiting for that to load. And one thing that's quite incredible is they're going to have basically their own version of liquid staking called interfluid staking, where each part of your LP position can be used to stake against each chain because of the IBC connectivity between them. So if you were to stake into this pool here, Atom and Osmo, you're going to be getting, roughly 90% reward annualized for being an LP, because this is incentivized with extra Osmo tokens. You're going to be receiving the swap fees, but you're also going to be able to use this Atom here to stake against the Atom network, and this token here to stake against the Osmo network. We just go back to Kepler here. You can see they're both in the same wallet. So because of IBC, it's going to be able to identify and understand your LP positions and use that asset in two places at once to generate yield. Now with Atom and shared security model, that Atom might be staked against 10 networks. So you can imagine the yield potential that this network has, this ecosystem has. I can see it attracting huge amounts of volume in 2022 as people start to understand all this. One cool thing about Osmosis being a decentralized exchange and a proof of stake network is they're not listing their token anywhere. The only place you can buy Osmo is on Osmo. So they're going to drive adoption. People are going to pile into this over time when they realize the only place they can get this is here. And if they want to come into these pools and get the juicy yields that you can get on these new tokens, a lot of them are paired with Osmo. So they're going to have to buy Osmo in equal amount to LP. So yeah, it's pretty crazy what's going on, what's being built, and it's being reflected in its adoption. If we have a look at the stats here, you can see how much money has flown into this, less than 200 million in August, and then it peaked at almost 1.5 billion, and it's pulled back a little bit since the big downturn that we had. But when you consider some of these assets fell 50%, that hasn't dropped much at all. It's trending back up again, and you can see the volume is similar. So that's kind of insane. And if you have a look at DeFi Llama here, it's already broken into the top 10 blockchains overall for total value locked. It's flipped Polkadot. This one app on Cosmos has flipped the entire Polkadot CVL, which is kind of nutty when you think about it. There's a Corona chain as well. That's another Tendermint blockchain or Cosmos-based blockchain, and then obviously Terra Luna as well. If we go to non-EVM, it shows it even more clearly. So, there's Osmo at number 4, which is kind of crazy. So there's been so much adoption already, but it feels like it's just getting started. So there's a few things still to come down the line. So there's the Cosmos Hub, which a lot of people have had a knock on Osmos saying, the Atom token saying, how does it accrue value? Well, with this shared security model, it's going to accrue an awful lot of value. And they're building a platform within it called the Cosmos Hub to try and make things easy and to have some basically some key network offerings that are kind of essential. So you've got, the staking module, governance module, interchain accounts. So that's kind of how different networks will be able to talk to each other and trigger actual, changes to smart contracts based off accounts that are kind of shared between them. It might say that, on one network, say on Terra, it might be able to identify my balance on Terra and, update that in Osmo or something like that. So there's all sorts of stuff that's going to open up because of this. They've got the Gravity Bridge and Gravity Dex, which is opening up liquidity from Ethereum and possibly others over time. So that could be huge. And sort of on top of that, they've got this Emeris platform, which is basically going to be a user interface, kind of like Zapify in Ethereum, where it basically is a front end that just aggregates a bunch of APIs on different networks and puts it all behind one smart interface. Now, because there's, native cross-chain communications between all of these networks, it's just going to act like one platform. The user's not going to know the difference. They'll just click on the Osmo button over here, pull their liquidity out and put it over here into, Juno swap or something else. And it's going to be that simple. So there could well be an explosion, and a lot of people will start to use this. If they build this into a smartphone app, it's going to be quite crazy what they could do over time. So just a few other things that are coming down the pipeline. So we've got Juno here, which I mentioned briefly. Juno is its own layer 1 network that runs as part of the Cosmos ecosystem. It's got IBC enabled, but it's permissionless. So, anyone can come and spin up their own stuff in here. And they've got some common tooling ready for them to do that. So this is exploding in value and use. It's still very early. But I think, like I said, this broke into the top 100 coins already, which is kind of insane. Juno Swap Dex is the main thing that's on here, but already they've got over 500 DAOs that are basically spinning up and making this their home. So I would assume a lot of those DAOs are going to be protocols of sorts, or, services that open up on the Juno chain. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on. It's doing incredibly well. If we go back to the map of zones here and look at our list, we can see that Juno is now number 3. It's bigger than, much bigger than even Terra. So there's an awful lot of development and excitement going on. So keep an eye out on that one. This other one's super exciting, EVMOS. So this is a EVM compatible Cosmos zone or network, if you like. So you can imagine what's going to spin up on this. Basically, any dev team that already have EVM code running, Ethereum a virtual machine is what that stands for, on any of the following blockchains: Ethereum, Polygon, Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, Optimism, Arbitrum. All of them could flow over here, and basically just copy paste, and away they go. So that'll be super interesting. And when you've got things like this going on, with liquidity that can flow so freely, really this could just blow up massively. So that one's got me excited. It'd be very interesting to see if any of the main Ethereum offerings come over here, like Curve or Uniswap, something of that nature. That would be massive. Be very interesting to see. So anyway, guys, that's a pretty quick brain dump of what I've found looking through the Cosmo ecosystem and a bit of a deep dive. And the more that I read, the more enthused that I get. And it's just it's such a pleasant experience using the Kepler wallet to change in and out. Like, you know, I've tried to bridge between multiple EVM networks before, and it is definitely getting better, admittedly, but this is just seamless. That you can tell that it's been designed from the ground up with all of this built into it. So it's super handy. It's a really pleasant experience, and yeah, it's getting a lot of runs on the board at the moment. Anyway, guys, I hope that was useful. Thanks very much for watching.